For this week's research discussion topic on intervention, I focused on reporting. The article titled Reporting and Identifying Child Physical Abuse, How Well Are We Doing? By Ho, Betancourt, and Groves. I probably mispronounced their last name, so I apologize. The article starts out with the general definition of what child physical abuse is, how it's broadly defined as an act that results in or creates a substantial risk for non-accidental physical injury of a child. That's by the Child Welfare Information Gateway. Child physical abuse, based upon national surveillance data, has decreased in the U.S. The children who were reported in this study for maltreatment were reported with the suspected heightened child maltreatment, meaning they just seemed like their cases were more potential for death-related or a higher victim rate. Younger children are more likely to be reported of physical abuse. However, there have been studies done showing that there are also older children being abused. There were 4 main questions addressed in this study that helped outline what they wanted to find. The data from the study came from 43 states. Unfortunately, some states did not submit data relating to the study and therefore were left out. I think that states should have to report their child maltreatment cases just so we can see how nationally we are ranked to globally. The reports and sources were divided into 2 groups, professionals and non-professionals. And in the article, the report sources were defined as professional being medical personnel, mental health personnel, social services, legal or law enforcement, education, and a child care provider. The non-professionals were defined as alleged victims, parents or other relatives, friends, and neighbors. So it just goes to show who is reporting and who is not, because the professional reports made up over half of the reports, leaving 3% of the reports made by non-professionals. Reporting child maltreatment is the link between children needing protection and the agencies that provide the care. So out of the 204,414 children that were reported for child physical abuse in 2013, only 26,663 were confirmed victims. Most of the reports were made by a professional mandated source. So these reporters were mostly educators, and then they were followed by a legal law enforcement, so a police officer. And then it went to a mental health clinician or a healthcare provider. That's probably very important that it went through that way so that nothing could be discredited. This study provides substantial national reports of child maltreatment. The reports that are made regarding child physical abuse need to have sound evidence and understand what child physical abuse is. So it was just saying that people can't just randomly say that this child is abused. Children fall all the time. This is meaning like non-accidental abuse, non-accidental injuries, breaking of the arms, contusions, bruises in places that aren't easily bruised in. After reading this article, there were many thoughts that went through my mind. Unfortunately, I didn't see the state that I live in, Missouri, on this one of the states that provided information regarding this study. So I would want to look into that. However, it did break down the types of abuse that could go into it, like domestic violence, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and relating it to the child physical abuse. There were limitations, as all studies have. The conclusion in this is that it doesn't argue against reporting suspected child maltreatment. So if you think that a child is being abused or maltreated, report it. I mean, I'm a mandated reporter. I have reported before, and it went through as it did. In my opinion, we need to advocate and teach the non-professionals, so parents, relatives, child care providers, about what child physical abuse is, what they can do to stop, or how to get help. I think if we can bridge that gap between the reporting and providing the necessary actions, then we can put a stop to any sort of child maltreatment. I think that most child maltreatment is done due to the lack of knowledge of what child abuse and neglect is. There are so many ways you can go about reporting. If you don't feel confident in yourself, then go see a police officer or a healthcare provider. Everything stays confidential. So I think that we need to just stay open-minded and understand that this is happening, and we can do our jobs as professionals and non-professionals as reporting child abuse. Thank you.